will work. And if you're confused as hell when I'm talking about phase 1, 2, or 3, watch my friggin' micro-content video and then you'll understand what I'm talking about. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Emeroy TV, the place to move, groove, and grow, and today is Biz Tuesday. Every Tuesday I share with you guys social media marketing tips that my company at Vision Paradox implements with our clients, so that way you guys can grow your personal brand, small business, shirt company, supplement, whatever it is that you're using social media for. So if it's your first time watching this video or hopping on this channel, welcome. And if it's your second, third, fourth, or millionth time watching any of my videos, I appreciate you. Thanks for hopping on to watch another video. Alright, so if you're on any social platform like Instagram, Snapchat, then you know how important it is to produce content consistently. So today, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to quickly create micro-content with any of your photos on your phone quickly. Alright, so the first product that I'm going to share with you guys is Adobe Photoshop Express. It's honestly one of my favorite products because it's not exactly like using Photoshop, but what I can do with it is a little bit more compared to the other options I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Let's see. Actually, we got to download some content first. So I'm going to head on over to my Google Drive, which is where a lot of our clients' content and our content is kept. So I'm going to head on over there. I'm going to go to my own content to use myself as an example. And I have some new ones that I just uploaded. It's from a trip for my vlog. So the macro content, if you guys remember the video, the macro content is the long form. So the macro content was from my vlog, and then these are content that I got from there. It's like family. This is a super personal vlog. So taking my grandma back to the Philippines. Anyways, as you can see, I already have a phase 2 folder here. Let's see. I like this one. I'm goofy. I'm being goofy. iPhone's gonna be a little different. And I click these three buttons right here. It would say open in, and you choose where it says download. It would say open in, and you would take that to Adobe Photoshop Express. For me, I gotta actually download it. Now I open up Express. It's up here. Boom. And it's in there. It's up to you if you wanna start cropping it immediately. Pretty good already. Not a fan of how big my face is in there, but I really like the original size. I like the background in it. It just adds, for me, it adds depth, and it gives context to the location of where I'm at. So I'm just gonna keep it as is. So from here, at these 3 little intersecting circles is where the real magic starts happening. All of this is preset templates and filters, like how Instagram used to do it. I just like these filters a little better, in my opinion. From normal to free, charm, black and white. And this is how you would start creating your own micro content. So I'm just gonna start going through it. So this is way too contrasty for me. It looks like it's freezing cold out there. So the ones I generally look, eventually you find ones that you like most, that you're always gonna go to, because it's gonna be consistent with your aesthetic or the look you're going for. And if you click on this half picture right here, you can see the original. And I kind of like this little purple tone going on, so I click on the share button. I just save it to my gallery. I got one piece of micro content. I just keep playing with it. Like I keep clicking and see what kind of look I like. That's blown out. That looks like a really, really dramatic movie that I wouldn't watch. No, you want the filter to reflect the mood of the photo. Don't just pick a random filter and then throw it up, because lighting and shadowing conveys the mood. So if I make this super contrasty, it gets a little bit more into the dramatic realm. But so I like this. This is getting a little on the warm in stronger contrast. So it's not too bad. You also need to be very relentless in your choices. Don't try to make too much just because it kind of looks nice. Make sure it looks nice and it actually meets your standards. I'm just gonna go to ones that I know that I normally like. Right now I'm gonna go to like Vital, see how that looks. That looks like normally looks good on some other photos. So you gotta be honest with yourself. It's nostalgic, kind of like this. It's getting a little too yellow or orange for me. Too yellow, kind of like this. It looks like the kind of photo you would see in like some sort of third world country kind of ads. And it's not meant to be sad, but I kind of like this throwback feel. I'm gonna save it. Don't know if I'm ever gonna use it, but you know, Throwback Thursdays are a thing. So I'm really liking this vintage look. I know I said something about contrast, but I like this. And then this little bar right here, you can increase or decrease how much of it you want. Okay, I'm gonna do a little bit, despite it being super yellow. Not a fan of how that looks. Anyways, this is just an example. Next thing is, okay, I'm gonna go back to normal, swiping all the way left. Okay, now, what if you want to edit the filters yourself or do something completely, you know, customized? You click on this little gears here, not gears, forgetting my words, but this is, you click on the third icon from the left, and this is where you start seeing all the stuff you can start changing. You can change the clarity, how sharp the photo is, the grain. So one thing I normally do, this is just how I do things, is I always go to the saturation and I drop it. And so everything is black and white. Colors aren't throwing me off. I aim to either increase or decrease the shadows. Normally for things that are super happy or upbeat, shadows aren't that crazy dense. So I push the shadows up a little bit because I'm trying to reflect the mood of joy, contrast. Maybe drop it down a tad bit. Exposure, make it a little bright. No, that's too much for me. I'm gonna go to the highlights and push that up a little bit more. Okay, not too, I'm really pushing it though. Now, okay, let's see how it looks when I push saturation back to here and I compare it to, it's a little bit of a difference. Okay, now I generally increase the sharpness as much as not all the way, but like just enough. This is stuff you have to experiment. Okay, dehaze. Kind of like how that's looking. Boom. Let's compare it from the previous. Now let's make it a little cooler. Ooh, not too cold. So that here you can tell, or you can just press the auto button, just does it for you. So it's not too bad. It actually looks pretty good. Okay, let's see if there's, oh, I generally increase the vibrance, but the colors are pretty vivid already, because if I do, it's just gonna the colors I feel like are just gonna get obnoxious. So, or you can just tone it back. Let's see what auto does, just out of curiosity. Oh, it's not bad either. Okay, so you can see the difference from before, after. So from there, I think this is good for now, just for example's sake, because there's a couple other apps I want to show you. Here, I just save the gallery, boom, and if you want to save that as a normal look, just click add and name it. Okay, okay, I already have my own custom look here. I'm not going to save it. And if there's other things too, like if you want to remove blemishes, or if you want to remove red eye, or if you want to add text to make something inspirational, but you get the point. Inspiration. When it comes to the text, make sure it also reflects the mood of the photo. So and that kind of thing I think comes with practice and getting feedback. So if you're not sure if your photo is looking good, you know, hit me up, leave a comment, ask a question, ask your friends to help you, who has that kind of eye, you know, graphic design friend, photographer friend, to give you feedback. I kind of like this. And generally, you don't want it to be like, unless this is your intention to be like, I don't know, family. That's cool too if that's your intent. Just gotta make sure your text shouldn't be the dominating factor of your photo. I think what makes inspirational quote cards or text successful is that the image itself is powerful and the text is just accessories that make it better. That's just my thoughts on that. So that's Adobe Photoshop Express and already. So as you can see, if I scroll down to, look at all these funny photos. Here, Photoshop Express, I got several versions of micro-content on the Phase 2 part. You can do the Phase 3 parts on any of this, add some nice quotes on the left here. You got your Phase 3 as well. So I generally use Photoshop Express on the go to create a lot of Phase 2 content and create my Phase 3 content on Photoshop. But if you don't have a whole lot of experience using Adobe Photoshop, the desktop, you know, creating Phase 3 content on using Adobe Photoshop Express will work. And if you're confused as hell when I'm talking about phase 1, 2, or 3, watch my friggin' micro-content video, and then you'll understand what I'm talking about.